Hey guys, this is Dave. Welcome back to Just the Watch, and today I'm going to be doing a double unboxing of two watches from Boderry. They're a Chinese watch brand. They sent me a watch this past summer that turned out to be a surprise hit on the channel. One of my most viewed reviews of the year, and that was of a skeletonized watch featuring a really impressive Hangzhou 7500 series movement that featured a 72-hour power reserve combined with a 28,800 beats per hour high beat movement. So they've come out with an updated version of that, and I think it kind of addresses some of the problems I had with the previous one, so it's kind of cool to see that. And when they offered to send one in for free for review, I decided to take them up, again, largely because of the response to that last one. So it seemed like a lot of people were interested in it, and I think this one offers some interesting things as well. So particularly if you're interested in the last one. And then they also sent me a ladies' watch. So I don't typically review ladies' watches, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this because I can't quite put it on my wrist to try it out. But we're going to do at least an unboxing of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to follow that one up with a full review or not. Kind of depend on what you guys think, and if a lot of people are interested, I might try and squeeze that in. Enough of talking about it, let's take a look at the watches. Okay, so I got two watches from Boderry in for review. One of them is very obviously a man's watch, and one of them is very obviously a woman's watch. I don't know which is which, so let's see what this one is. Packaging is very nice. Very nice box that they give you. Okay, it looks like we got the woman's watch up first. So I don't review a lot of women's watches here on the channel. And this is going to be a little bit difficult for me to comment on. I would not personally wear it, but I don't think it's meant for me. Sapphire crystals, you can see the little sticker there. And it is very pretty. Looks like you've got some square cut crystals going around the entire ring of it, and then some smaller, very small round crystals going around the open heart. And that looks like an aventurine dial, which is actually really impressive. Sapphire crystal, automatic movement, so they're definitely going for something a little bit more high-end. It's definitely not a cheaply put together watch. The strap is this blue kind of alligator or crocodile grain genuine leather strap, which feels fairly high quality, about average for these kind of straps. And it looks like they're giving you a butterfly deployment clasp as well. Okay, so they're giving you a nicely put together butterfly deployment clasp here. So that's another kind of higher end feature. Let's get a look at the movement. So I don't know what kind of movement this is. I'll have to do a little bit more research to figure that out. I believe it's some kind of Chinese movement. They have put a lot of Hangzhou movements in. They've been doing some Hangzhou movements in the other watch that I've gotten and other ones I've seen from them, which have been fairly impressive to me, so I don't know if this one is from the same. Very heavily decorated, nice looking movement anyways. And you can see it's got a dragonfly kind of embossed onto the glass. And they're claiming 50 meters of water resistance. Let's get some dimensions out of the way with this. Okay, so you got a 36 millimeter diameter case, about 41 millimeters lug to lug, just a smidge over 10 millimeters thick. They're giving you 18 millimeter straps on this. So the handset is a silver skeletonized handset. Depending on the lighting, that's going to be a little bit difficult to read, but that aventurine dial is really sparkling there. That's a really pretty looking dial. So there's definitely a certain style here. This is not going to be a watch that every woman is going to love. If you are a woman watching this, you know what you like, and you know if this is the kind of thing that you're into. If you're a guy who's thinking about buying a watch for your wife or girlfriend, if they are into this kind of style with lots of, crystals and sparkly stuff, this is something they might be interested in. My wife is not. That's not quite her style, so she didn't particularly care for this one. But I'm kind of curious to check with some other girls that I know and see if I can find, some good opinions. Because again, it's hard for me to comment on whether the design is something that would be appealing or not. That's really going to depend on, I think, the person you're buying this for. You do get hand winding and hacking, so I can tell you that much about the movement. Looks like you've got a Boderry logo counterbalance on the second hand. I don't know. I think from a technical standpoint, I'm pretty impressed with all the things that they're offering here. So this is one that I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a full review on or not, or if it'll just stick at the unboxing. Drop me a comment down below and let me know if this is something you would like to see a follow-up. I'll get my wife to do some wrist shots and maybe try and get some opinions from some other girls that I know, if anybody is interested. Let's go ahead and see how this clasp system works. So it feels pretty smooth. Nice operation there. I will say this feels like, you know, the kind of watch that watch guys would buy for their girlfriends and wives. I mean, you're getting sapphire crystal, you're getting an automatic movement with an open heart so that you can actually see the movement. You're getting a deployant clasp, 50 meters of water resistance. So from a technical standpoint, they're offering you a lot. Yeah, so if you're trying to get your girlfriend or your wife interested in watches, something other than, you know, just fashion watches or quartz watches, you know, this is one that you can get her and you can have a lot to talk about and explain to her about. If you're, you know, if she's not already into the hobby and you're trying to kind of get her in a little bit. That's one aspect of this I think would find kind of appealing. But again, it would largely depend on if this is their style or not. Yeah, I really like that adventuring dial. I was surprised. I didn't know that had that on there. That's a really beautiful dial. Anyways, enough about that. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, Boderry number 2. And this is one that I will definitely be doing a follow-up review on because this was a surprise hit when I reviewed the first version of this. The previous version of this watch was called the Urban. I believe this one's called the Windmill because of that windmill design on the second hand, which I think is a really cool touch. I like the way that second hand looks. I think it really adds to that kind of mechanical, kind of aggressive, almost science fiction style to this watch.
This goes for $195 on their website, but I do have a discount code which you can use to get it down to $166.
And one thing to note is that in addition to that rubber strap, they also included a spring bar remover. They also included a spring bar removal tool and a kind of rough finish, smooth finish, not quite suede, but similar style leather strap. Looks pretty nice, and I bet that black and kind of black and tan contrast would be another good look for this.
You can purchase the watch on either of these two straps. However, if you use the discount code down below, you will get both straps included with your order. So that's another nice little bonus that they're offering.
So we'll check it out on that strap when I do the full review. But that's nice that they included a black buckle as well with the strap. So kind of cool that they give you two options there. This has one of the most impressive Chinese movements that I'm aware of. Also sapphire crystals, you can see. It's a Hangzhou 7500 series. Put the exact movement number up there. So this one's very similar to the movement on the last one that I reviewed. You're getting a different kind of skeletonization, which I prefer. I think that the skeletonization on this movement is one of the best off-the-shelf skeletonizations that I've seen. Very aggressive, very cool looking, and it really exposes all of the internals very well. And technically very impressive movement. You're getting a 28,800 beats per hour high beat second hand combined with a 72-hour power reserve, which is, again, a really high-end specs. You would not find this from a Swiss movement or Japanese movement anywhere near this price range. And now, I don't have experience with this particular one, but I still have the previous watch that Boderry sent me last summer, and I've been doing more testing on it to see if it holds up. And when I do the full review, I'll talk about that in more detail, but it has held up pretty well. So it's always the concern with these Chinese movements is, you know, what their longevity is. Are they actually accurate? And this one, you know, the similar movement. The only difference I've seen is that the skeletonization on the previous model is a little bit different looking, and it's a large second instead of a small second. So this one has a small second hand. The previous one had a full second hand. But from initial looks, I think that they have addressed a lot of the concerns I had with the previous one. Definitely the arrowheads on the hour and minute are much larger, which makes it much easier to read and pick out. The previous one was very difficult to look at, but these are very large arrowheads here. So even though the hands are still skeletonized and they really disappear, you can still pick out the hour and minute very easily on there. I prefer the skeletonization on this one, as I said before. I like what they've done with the strap. I think that this is a much more fitting strap for this style of watch. This sort of rubber or silicone strap with a fitted, curved base to it. So I think that looks great. And then they've gone with a black, I don't know if this PVD finish, but some kind of a black finish on it. And the bezel, I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. So it's a silver colored polished stainless steel bezel. I don't know if that's some kind of paint in the notches or it's just the shadows. I can't really tell. So that it looks kind of darker in those grooves in there. They've done away with the numbers, which I think I prefer it like this. I wasn't a fan of the font that they used on the last one. So this is another area where I think it's a minor improvement, but that's going to be up to other people to decide. Now, a lot of people mentioned the previous one is very heavily kind of inspired by I think it's the Roger Dubuis Excalibur. This one, I think, taking away the numbers, they've sort of stepped away from that a little bit, but it's still got that same case that you had before, which I don't know. I feel like this case kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Submariner style case. Matching black PVD crown, and yeah, just really cool movement inside. Really cool skeletonization. Some of the best skeletonization I've seen in this price range. Now, I would be curious to compare this up against one of Sega Design's skeletonized watches. I do have another one of those coming in for review, so I might do that as well. My suspicion is that the Sega Design would have better skeletonization, but wouldn't have the technical performance that this one has with that high beat movement inside and that 72-hour power reserve. You can see the barrel inside, that mainspring in there, and that's one of the fun things about this movement is you can wind it and watch that spring getting tighter. So it almost acts like a power reserve indicator. And you can see this is very large. It's definitely larger than a typical mainspring and barrel that you would normally see. So I'm looking forward to doing a full review of this one and breaking it down further and kind of comparing it to the previous one. Again, I think the main draw is the movement that they put in this. I don't see a lot of other watch companies using this movement, so definitely appreciate Boderry kind of bringing it out. And I've been seeing a little bit more of these Hangzhou movements. The Solas Starlight that uses that micro rotor movement, same movement manufacturer. So this is like a high-end Chinese movement manufacturer that's doing some really technically incredible movements at a pretty affordable price. And so it's cool to start to see them filtering out to watches like this. Yeah, so I will be doing a full review of this shortly, but keep an eye out for that as well. All right, but that's going to wrap it up for these two watches from Boderry. Again, if you are really curious about the women's watch and think it's worth doing a full review of, let me know in the comments down below, and if it gets enough interest, I'll follow it up. But otherwise, this might be all you'll be seeing of this one, but you will definitely be seeing a full review of this one. All right, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.